Is it actually that they were waiting for Ujiri, who I guess yesterday finally said he's happy in Toronto, his wife's happy in Toronto, he loves Toronto, they just won the title. Sounds like he's not going to move.
Is he charged with anything, by the way, with that whole incident with the security?
No, some of the stories have come out now that he was pushed first.
Right.
My wacky theory might actually be true. It was a bitter Warriors fan.
Could be.
That he was wearing credentials the whole time, and it was shoving. There was actually no punching. There are witnesses who say Ujiri was in the right. There might be other witnesses who say the cop was in the right, but it certainly doesn't sound like he's going to be charged.
No, I think it's an enigma. I don't think anybody knows other than Ted what's going on.
They said they were firing Ernie to get a jump start on the competition, and months have passed. The draft is passed. Free agency starts in
Sunday.
4 or 5 days?
Yep.
And you don't have somebody who's officially your GM. You do have an acting GM who might ultimately get the job, and ultimately he might be great. He has a solid background, but why say Danny Ferry's still in the running?
What, do you think he's not?
Maybe he is actually perplexing.
Maybe he is still in the running.
It just doesn't make sense.
Like, why would you have to mull it over that long?
Yeah, I know.
Ted is a
way that's willing to take the job.
That tells me that they don't really love Tommy Sheppard.
That's what it seems like.
But they let him run the draft.
Or that Tommy Sheppard was the third choice. Because the way I look at it is, you already had the guy for Denver. He was the first choice.
Connolly.
And let's say Shepherd's not the second choice, because then they would have just hired him.
Well, what about this?
And though, because of the tampering stuff, maybe Ted didn't want to say that they were looking at Ujiri, and they hadn't talked to him before. When ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski put out that tweet like a minute after the NBA Finals. So they waited, and now they've heard Ujiri basically say, not interested, so they don't officially make an offer to him.
Maybe it's as transparent, as simple as they interviewed the other people. Connolly turned him down. Ujiri, whatever, wasn't going to work out. Nobody else really impressed them. And so they know they're going to get killed if they just go in-house. But they're just kind of saying to Tommy, look, it's your job until we say otherwise, and kind of giving him an opportunity to win this job. And they're just going to slow play it and ride it out. That's what it seems like they're doing.
It's got to be unprecedented in the NBA.
What? This
whole situation.
Yeah. I can't remember a scenario like this before where
to fire your GM and then hire the interim guy and then interview guys along the way and then say, all right, for the draft, we're just going to have the interim guy run it, but then still interview people after the fact. I mean, it's strange. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's kind of like when the Redskins were interviewing D coordinators and had their current D coordinator in on the meetings.
Yeah, this is weird.
So weird.
Hey, it's Washington sports. Nothing surprises.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't really pay attention to the draft outside the lottery. Did Bruno Fernando get drafted?
Yes.
By who?
Late
he was drafted,
first, right?
He was drafted and traded to the Hawks.
Second round.
34th.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who initially selected him, but he was dealt to the Hawks.
Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah. So Atlanta has him.
He was drafted before EB's guy, Bol.
Atlanta's
Bol
collecting a bunch
Bol,
of terps down there.
Bol went, middle, second round?
Yeah, he went like 44. Everybody passed on Bol. They didn't like the injury, and they didn't like his motor.
Mm-hmm.
Or his spider suit.
The spider suit was the worst. Apparently, Bol didn't like the draft either because he got up and left in the middle of it. He was so embarrassed.
I think next week's Summer League.
That's awesome.
Get your first glimpse.
I'll watch it.
Summer League.
Get your first glimpse of Rui.
Did you like? I was going to say, did you like the selection of Rui and
Bradley
Schofield?
loves it because he's a Gonzaga guy.
I took him number 6 in our mock draft.
Rui's a good player.
You missed our mock draft.
You had a mock draft.
Yes.
I like it. I think he's going to be a 10-year pro. I don't know how good he's going to be, but I know he's going to be a 10-year pro. He's going to be in the league a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. Workmanlike. I like that he shoots threes at a high rate, even though he doesn't shoot many of them. So he's
a really good player.
He's just going to have to up the number of shots.
He's good around the basket. Schofield's a beast physically.
Oh, I love Schofield. I actually love the Schofield pick.
He's good. He was really good.
Yeah.
But it is crazy.
And I like the fact that he's older.
And I know the Wizards weren't going to be a player when it came to big-name free agents, but every day I'll click on, all the websites we click on, like ESPN.com, and there's nothing but NBA rumors.
Right.
All right. There's baseball, but it's always the lead is where's Kawhi Leonard going to go? Right. Where's Kyrie Irving going to go?
The Wizards are never in the mix for any of those guys.
Right? So it's the latest that I saw was that the Celtics may be making a play for Kemba Walker because they're convinced Kyrie's going to leave, right? So Kyrie, there's rumors that maybe he wants to actually team back up with LeBron in L.A. or he's going to play for the Brooklyn Nets or the Knicks. Durant Is he going to stay in Golden State? Whatever. You would think that the Wizards would have an acting GM. I mean, they do have an acting GM, but they would have the GM in place for free agency figure out what they're going to do.
If I'm Kemba, on a side note, there's no way I'm turning down the Supermax for Charlotte. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
It's a lot
I'm
of
not.
money.
I'm
And by the way, Charlotte's a nice city.
I'm
I'd
not
like to live
turning
there.
down 5 years, $221 million, when the max I can get from somebody else is 4 years, $160. I'm sorry, that math just doesn't make sense.
What's
But
the
if you add
difference? What's the total difference?
5 years, $221 million, or four
$60 million
$160
difference.
million?
Yeah.
$60
I'm
million
sorry,
you're leaving on
I'm
the
sorry,
table.
I'm staying in Charlotte. I'm
Right.
taking the Supermax.
Unless you really are a competitor and you want to win and you feel like it's a better shot for you to win and you're going to leave the $60 million on the table.
I mean, it's a lot of money, but, and this is going to sound terrible,
Yep.
it's only a $4 million difference
that's
per
all.
year.
That's all.
Because there's no fifth year. So if you say,
Right.
I'm going to take 4 years for the Celtics and make 160, and you add a fifth year, it's not as big a difference as you're making
If
it
I'm
seem.
Kemba-
Is that the max is 5 years versus a 4 year that he gets with
I'm
Boston?
taking the
let's say.
Supermax, and then I'm ring chasing later in my career. I'm
Hmm.
just sorry. That's what I'm going to tell my agent.
Okay, but you could, I'm just saying the alternate is make $4 million less per year,
Yeah.
but you go to a situation where you might have a chance to win a championship.
$4 million less per year is a lot. It starts to
It's a
add up.
lot of money.
Starts to
Although
add
when you're
up.
making
Don't.
40,
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
still a lot
You
of
can never
money.
have too much.
Your career, your
Can never
window
have too
for
much.
making money in the NBA is small.
so Jeff Bezos doesn't have too much. He has over $100 billion.
Ask him if he wants to stop earning money the rest of his life.
I'm not saying he wants to stop earning, but he's over $100 billion.
But getting back to the Wiz, they're not in the mix. Like you said, they're not in the mix for these guys. So maybe Ted is thinking, well, why would I rush my GM pick, which is clearly not being rushed,
They're not rushing.
to pick up a third-tier free agent?
I'm telling you.
I'm
I
going to
think
get my guy. I'm going to be methodical
because
about
maybe
it.
you want your guy who's going to guide you for the future to be in charge of decisions like, do we bring back Bobby Portis for $16 million?
I can make that decision. No.
Well, apparently the Wizards and Tommy Sheppard are seriously considering giving Bobby Portis $16 million a year.
I think he's going to get better offers, though, I heard. I think Tommy Sheppard is Jim Zorn. He's the last man standing. They don't really want him to have the
They don't.
job.
I love him, yeah.
But I predict Tommy Sheppard's going to be the GM.
But see, this is what doesn't
His
make
job
sense.
to lose.
I agree.
Yeah.
I predict that too. But if there's still a guy out there that you want, let's just say it was Danny Ferry. All right, and they did hire Danny Ferry. Danny Ferry might have run the draft completely differently.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he might not
They
have
don't
wanted
really want
Rudy.
him.
He might have wanted Cam Reddish.
It's true.
Nobody
doesn't
blew
make sense.
Ted
So-
away
Right.
that they could get, and so it's Tommy's to lose. It's Tommy's job to lose, until he does something. That
Well, I
they
don't know
really,
how can he lose it? He
Uh-huh.
already drafted 2 players.
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like the way he attacks free agency, and then he snatches it from him. I don't know.
Which is totally stupid.
Yeah, I think it's Tommy Sheppard's job to lose.
I'm going to Google Wizards free agency rumors, and for the first time, Google might not spit back any search results. Who could they be targeting? Who?
I mean,
Sure,
think
it's
about
all
it.
going to be about
What if
Jabari
Tommy
Parker
Sheppard
and Bobby Portis.
What if Tommy Sheppard really wants to trade Bradley Beal and get a nice haul for it? But Danny Ferry wants to sign him to an extension.
I'm pretty sure Ted's not going to let that happen, by the way.
Okay.
That's one where the
I
money
bet
gets
you
involved.
Tommy is
But you
lockstep
get-
with Ted.
But
Yeah.
you get my point. So Tommy Sheppard should just be announced as the GM today
I don't know why they're
at
waiting.
noon presser.
The
Tommy
latest
Sheppard.
rumor I see about Portis is that he's seeking the $16 million we just touched on. Wizards not expected to match.
Oh.
That's according to Bleacher Report from 11 hours
Maybe-
ago. So that they did spit back a result.
Maybe
Thanks, Google.
they just don't want to commit to Tommy. I think they just don't want to commit to him long term. It's a trial. He gets to run the team on a trial basis, and then if he proves himself over a year or so, then they give him like a 4-year deal, or whatever they would
The
give.
year tryout.
By the way, you
I
think,
think so.
you
All
think
I'm saying is that's
or
different.
6 months.
All I'm saying is that's a far different story than the way Ted portrayed it when he fired Ernie Grunfeld.
I
The
believe
story that they pitched then was, we're firing Ernie. We're going to jumpstart on the to find the best guy to guide our franchise in the future.
and I think they did a search, and they hired a search firm, and they came up with a bunch of donks they didn't get sized for.